Did you know that you can own a trust, an LLC, and many other different entities out there? Or your trust could own your LLCs and your own personal assets, or your LLC can own your trust and your personal assets, or any kind of combination in between them all. Today I wanted to talk about corporate structuring, how it works, and why it's very important to make sure you do it correctly. Before I talk about that, feel free to reach out to me at my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. So corporate structuring is where we have a bunch of different entities. We have LLCs, we have trusts, we have personal assets that are in my name only. We have to figure out how they're all going to interact with each other, because if you have them wrong, boy, it can get real messy real quick. So LLCs, generally speaking, are going to be towards the bottom of the ladder. They're going to own specific assets. So usually rental properties is a great example. If I own 3 rental properties, I create 3 LLCs, one for each, and I put each house into each respective LLC. At that point, if the LLC has somebody go onto the property and they bust their knee and they hurt themselves, then any kind of liability that the LLC owes to pay off that busted knee bill, it doesn't spill over. It doesn't go to the second LLC. It doesn't go to the third LLC. We just declare bankruptcy in that first LLC, and we, lose out on that first LLC, which would be unfortunate, but it's nice because it prevents any kind of disaster from happening to other assets. But the problem is that those LLCs are subject to probate. My personal assets are subject to probate. So if I were to die, my loved ones would have to go to a judge and get permission to access LLC 1, LLC 2, LLC 3, transfer shares, got to redo documents on all of them, right? So it creates a lot of problems. So what do you do in that circumstance? You create a trust that's going to be the top of the umbrella, and then you're going to have your LLCs below inside the umbrella. So you'll have the overarching trust, you'll have the 1, 2, 3 LLCs. Each LLC is going to be owned by the trust, but the protection is still there. So if one LLC number 1 still has the busted knee example, if they go bankrupt, nothing spills over. It doesn't affect the trust. It doesn't affect the other LLCs. But because there's a trust that's on top and it owns all the LLCs, it now makes it so that those LLCs are going to avoid probate with me. And whenever I die, my loved ones can take over the day after and take care of all the LLCs and any other assets that are in there. So it's a pretty magical way to make sure that A, you get liability protection. If someone busts their knee, you're okay. B, you get tax deductions. So you can say, yeah, I bought a computer for that business, so I'm going to pay less in taxes. So that's pretty cool. And then 3, or C, I guess, I don't know, I forgot how I count. But you get to avoid probate. So your loved ones don't have to go and figure out 3 different companies all at once if you were to pass away suddenly in the estate planning. So that's how the structuring should work whenever you have corporations or LLCs or your personal assets plus a trust. That's kind of how you want to stack it, because if you have the LLC own the trust, then the trust avoids probate, but the LLC is outside of the trust. It's not on top. The trust must be on top. The LLCs are almost always at the bottom. So make sure you do it right. Make sure you have your documents in a row where your LLCs are very clearly stating that the trust owns them, not you as individuals. Make sure your trust has documentation on all those those companies. You just got to be organized, and working with an attorney is definitely one way to make sure that happens. So if you have any questions on this or anything else, you can email me directly, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can go to my website, www.legionlawpllc.com, go to the Contact Us page and schedule a free consultation to talk about this or anything else. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.